So let's just jump into the formation of Tora Tora. Who of the four, who did you befriend first?
Probably John. Well, Patrick. I got to go way back.
Okay.
Because Patrick, I met in like 6th grade.
Okay.
We were 11 or 12 years
Wow.
old, something. We lived in the same neighborhood, we had a little gang.
Yeah.
That, we terrorized the neighborhood. We were bad kids, man. I tell my kids stories now, and they're like, man, you're just making this up.
Yeah. The stuff I did
isn't real,
Yeah. I mean, egregious. I did some egregious things when I was a kid too, man.
Yeah, and just goofy.
Yeah.
Right.
But so I've known Patrick, most of my life.
Right.
And we just always loved music, man. We saw a lot of bands. We just grew up loving rock and roll and listening to records. And, he always played guitar. We never really did band stuff together so much. There was a while where he got in with some dudes doing country western.
Oh, okay.
Like in high school. And they were really, I thought it was cool. I guess it's not really my thing, but they were pretty good at it, and he was playing acoustic guitar then, I think. But at some point, I tell you, John, I met him in high school. Okay. And, so as soon as I found out he was a drummer, I'm like, okay, well, let's jam.
So by this time, how long?
Let's just be me and you and me and John, and we'll play cover tunes and just have a good time or whatever.
So when did you start playing? Like before you meeting John, how deep are you into it?
I was probably 10 or 12 years old when I started.
Okay, playing. So you're 4 years in.
Yeah.
So then now you're jamming with John.
Yeah, and just doing, man, I just grew up trying to copy Joe Perry and Ted Nugent and, those dudes.
Sure.
Kiss, Ace Frehley. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I went to my first guitar lessons when I went, and, the guy was trying to teach me theory, and I'm like, dude, I just want to know how to play the solo to Love Gun. That's all
great.
I want, man.
That's great.
So
I don't want to learn about the major third.
Right.
I know.
None
It's
of
like
that.
math, man. It's,
Right.
And I'm still the same way.
Yeah.
So, so jamming with John, and at some point, we started this metal band with another buddy of mine, and we ended up, after we graduated high school, we lived in a duplex together, the band. It was called Lycanthrope.
Yeah.
And it was cool, and we did original metal.
Right.
I mean, it was pretty cool, and, living together was a disaster. I was 17, leaving home right after we graduated. And, that lasted a while before it fell apart. I think we played one gig here and there, but, in the midst of that falling apart, I was hanging out with Patrick, and I was like, dude, why don't you play bass, man? That's what we need, is a bass player, and he was, for a long time, he played bass on a guitar,
Okay.
with me and John.
Sure.
And we just kind of grew through that,
Yeah.
I guess.